TWYSE has one desire, and that is to command the audience with his gift while passionately imitating the gift giver. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome our guest speaker for this afternoon, TWYSE Tyrone Smash!
Y'all make some noise for yourselves. I have a very big voice and I'm going to use it. Make some noise for your leaders, please. Dr. Panzer, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Your beautiful wife, who is trying to make me eat a whole bunch of food that I didn't want to have. I want to call you Auntie Julie. This woman, I have done retreats and all kinds of things, and I just want to invite her to every audience that I get to go to, because I think she has an awesome gift of teaching free teens material, and she is just raw and uncut. Have you ever been in one of her sessions? Just raise your hand really quick. Have you ever been in one of her sessions? I mean, she will rap, she will jump out of a cake, set herself on fire, anything she got to do to get this point across. And one particular time when we were at a retreat, we had all these kids, and she came up and she taught her presentation. I think it was about an hour. We gave her an hour to do her presentation, maybe a little longer, but she had about an hour. And then after that, it was break time. You go play basketball, you go swimming, you can play volleyball, anything you wanted to do. After they ate, these kids wanted to come back to another session. Am I telling the truth? They wanted that. They said, we don't want to play basketball. We need to hear some more about this. And so we brought them back in the auditorium and they heard more about this. And so I think the real MVPs in this room, the real champions in this room are you guys. I want y'all to say this after me. Say C. H. And we're going to say this part together. A-M-P. I-O-N. Y'all ready? We're going to try from the top. C. H. A-M-P. We say, wait. A-M-P, we say that together. Remember I said that. Say it with me now. C. H. A-M-P. I-O-N. Y'all know what we spell? Champion. Now point to yourself. Say, because that's what I am. Let's try it again. Say C. H. A-M-P. I-O-N. Point to yourself. Say, because that's what I am. I want you to give a round of applause for yourself. So let's get into my story. It's incredible. So I'm a kid from a crack house in West Philadelphia, born and raised. I'm a kid from a crack house in West Philadelphia. That's not too far. Where's Camden at? Camden is like an extension of Philadelphia. And that's where I'm from. I was raised there. I had to survive there. And so I'm here. Some people think I'm a lot more younger than I really am. It's only because I smile a lot. When you've been through hardships, the one thing you can do is smile. There's some people you're going to graduate high school with, and they're going to look like they graduated with your parents. And it's only because stress will always take a young man and give him an older face. And one of the things I think in this room that is amazing is that you young people are making a decision that I truly believe that every one of your parents, every one of your aunts and uncles, even your grandparents, wish they made when they were your age. And I am one of those young people that wish I had free teen on my side of West Philly. So let me tell you about my story. I have 4 kids, right? Can I get 4 young people really quick? I just want 4 young people. I just need 3 girls, 3 young ladies, I'll say, and a son. I just need a son. That's all I need is a son. And the son is that's my last one. Who wants to be my son? Boom. The son loves the way polo. Huh? Look at him. Don't he look good? Son. Give it up for your son. Where's my 3 young ladies? You want from Dash? Can I have my 3 young ladies from Dash? Let me see. 1, 2. stand over here. I ain't gonna set you on fire. You stand right here. You stand right here. This is Deja, this is my oldest. This is Deanna, that is my middle daughter. This is Tyler, and this is Tyson. Can you give it up for my kids? These are my real kids, right? And I just love them. Hold on, I just want to tell them something.
Go on either side.
Okay, y'all can go sit down. Y'all can go sit down. Give it up for my kids, please. Give it up for my kids. Yeah. And so I am a young man who made some decisions that weren't wise. And I'm gonna bring you into my real world. So if I tend to get a little emotional up here, it's because I didn't read this. This is my real life. And so what happened is, as a young man, you know, in culture, even through music, I do hip hop, they don't teach in hip hop for you to be a man, they teach you how to be the man. Am I accurate when I say that? They teach you to be the man. What you gotta do? You gotta get a bunch of women. That's what you gotta do. You gotta go after them, get them conquered. That's how you do it, and that's how you prove that you're a man in our communities, right? And so, what happened is, in my situation, I wound up meeting a young lady. How many kids did I have up here? 4. Oh, I love y'all too. And so, what happened was, my kids, they saw me do something and they knew that meant I loved them. And they said they love me too, and I love my kids. Where my 2 oldest? Where Deja and Deanna? Where y'all at? Deja and Deanna. Where's Deanna at? Oh, she's right over there. Right? She's right over there. And so what happens is, I have 2 daughters. If you saw what I did, it was 2 daughters right here, and it was my son and my daughter. My son and my daughter are from my marriage. My oldest 2 daughters are from a previous relationship. And if you saw in the scenario, I told these kids something, because these kids live with me. So these kids get a different interaction than these kids do. Even as bad as I want to all be the same, we're not under the same roof. It's because of a decision that I made. And the decision was to follow culture and be the man. Try to find who I was and identify myself with sleeping around. And so nobody ever told me in those songs that if I do that, it would be a bunch of heartache. They just told me, do it. They never told me about clinics. They never told me about any of those things. They just told me to do it and find my identity. They never told me that my daughters, when I lived in another house, when I got my house with my wife and my kids now, they never told me that those 2 daughters would yearn for my attention. They never told me that. They never told me that these 2 that live with me, they never told me that these 2 that live with me would one day wake up at night and be scared and run to my bedside and say, Dad, I think it's a monster under my bed. And I would come and say, there's no monster under your bed, and I would tuck them right back in. But those 2 probably had the same dreams, but I was too far to run to. But culture ain't never tell me that. They just told me to go be the man. They never told me that I'll have all this heartache. They just told me, make sure you wear condoms. But wait, they used to give out condoms in school, and this is what I used to say about condoms. I said, now the girl that used the free condoms you gave her, she became a prostitute. She had free condom behavior. But then you slapped the handcuffs on her because she's in and out of rides. But remember, you started her sex drive. Oh, let me say it again because y'all missed it. I said the girl that you know, in school they would give out free condoms like this was solving something. So the girl that used the free condoms that you gave her school, she became a prostitute. She had free condom behavior. And then you slap handcuffs on her because she's in and out of people's rides. But started her sex drive? It's a double standard. And you don't see it. They don't tell you that even though you're using a condom for protection, you can't protect your heart with a condom. You can't protect your heart. You can't protect yourself from everything with a condom. I'm telling you my real story. Hold on. Let me talk to my other kids, my kids that live with me. Hey kids, Tyson. I love you too. Do you understand that there is a situation that I am faced with because I have 2 kids that need their father? But I never knew that. See, there's a fish. Understand this concept. There's a fish swimming along, and there's a fisherman on land. And the fisherman, he has his reel, and he's baiting his hook. He's sitting there. He's warming up the grease. He's going to have him what? Some fish. And so what he does is he throws this line into the water, and he sits and he waits. And then the fish just comes by, and the fish says, "Woo! Worms! Oh my, I love worms. I love worms. I really know my appetite. I love worms. I do." And so what happens is he sees the worm, and he goes to bite it, but he doesn't know that underneath the worm is a hook. And underneath the hook, connected right to it, is a line. And connected to the line, it's a reel. Right? And connected to the reel, it's a man, a real man. And he's standing there, and he's waiting with a hot pan of grease, some flour, and some Lowry seasoning salt. Let me ask you this. If you were the fish, and you seen the hook, the line, the reel, if you seen the man, the grease warming up, the flour and the Lowry seasoning salt, would you take the bait? I'm just asking. Would you take the bait? Yeah. Somebody would take the bait? I'd love to discuss this openly, but would you take the bait if you knew you were about to be fried and somebody put hot sauce on you and some ketchup? He said he'd rather not take the bait. I think he speaks for the whole room. And so what culture is trying to do with you is what it did with me. Yeah, some of y'all might say on the surface, it don't look like it's going too bad for you. Can I bring you into my real space? I have a daughter that's not speaking to me right now. Can I bring y'all into my real space? Hey, y'all cool with that? We're not going to go to social media, right? And I don't care if you did, but I have a daughter who's not speaking to me. Why? Because of the decision I made back then. She's hurting because she wants me to live in her environment and father her like I do the others. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And I can't. But here's the thing. You get to, because of Dr. Panzer, you get to write a new chapter that I never got to write. You get to do something that I never done. You get to keep yourself until marriage. I don't care if the United States, I don't care if somewhere else in the world wants you to quiet down on the M word. You keep standing strong and you keep holding yourself to that one day, because it's nothing better than when you can get to your honeymoon and you know and she knows that it was only you and her that has been together. It's a special thing when you don't have to get to your honeymoon. I'm being real. When you get to your honeymoon and you feel guilty about doing something you have the license to do now, because it's been done with so many other people. Young people, I can tell you anything from my real life. Sex is amazing. is great. Sexual intimacy is great in marriage. It belongs in a specific context. Anybody like fire? Anybody like fire? How half of your food got cooked? I think you should like fire if you ate food today, right? That's how you feel. That's how you get food cooked and how you keep it warm with fire. Anybody like fire? Yeah, everybody likes fire. Fire belongs in a great place. It belongs under sternals. It belongs in stoves. It belongs on ovens and stove tops. Y'all get it? If you set the fire at the chair right here, just sit fire right here, what would it do? It's gonna spread, it's gonna burn, right? Somebody put the fire, right? You know what I mean? Like, somebody did it. It's right here. Somebody should have set fire. Why would you set fire on the chair? It don't belong on the chair. It belongs there, right? You will put them in their place because fire belongs in a certain context. So does sexual intimacy. Even though you can do it anywhere, it belongs in a specific context, and that is where it is safest, and that is in marriage. I'm telling you, the best thing that happened to me was when I got married. It was like I just got my whole life redeemed, right? I was able to freely express myself in an intimate way with one person. She was able to do the same. But hold on, let me talk to my kids. Hey, y'all. But it's those other kids, my adult kids, if you would, because they're older, that I don't have that same relationship with. And it hurts. And it's painful. And they don't talk about this. They say, hey, just make sure, they got pills for certain STDs, they do. They don't have pills for the heartache of when you see your children almost hate you. I'm telling you, I'm being totally honest. When you hear your children say, you are dead to me, right? When you hear that, they ain't telling you that. They just telling you, be the man. Yeah. How many girls is it? Oh, 8? That's it, bro. You gotta get more than that. Oh, but the same girl, if she had 8 guys, she a whole different word. She not the girl in her community. You show up, you had 8 girls. Oh, you the man, bro. But you got more to do. But let a girl have 8 guys, so she a whole different double standard. And the great thing about this room is you're not being duped. Somebody is on your team. Somebody stepped in and told you about free team. And guess what you are now? You're a free team. That's what you are. You're a free team, and you have the ability to start a family with one person, not multiple partners. Again, give yourselves a round of applause for that. Say this with me. Say C. H-A-M-B-I-O-N. Can we get this timing right, Lord? I just need y'all to get it right. That's all I'm saying. C-H-A-M-B-I-O-N. Point to yourself. Say, because that's what I do. Yeah, I'm coming to a close. Oh, did I tell y'all my name? I didn't. My name, my government name, I can't make this up. And y'all get ready, get on the edge of your seat and get ready to laugh. My first name is Tyrone, right? Yeah, it's called. Call me. My last name is Smack. like the action, you know what I'm saying? Like, smack somebody, right? That is actually my name, Tyrone Smack. That is my name. That is my government name. Yeah, laugh. I love it. But guess what? I know this one thing. That next time somebody comes up here and say, we had a presenter in 2019. His name, Smack. That was his name. Yeah, you ain't never gonna forget that, right? Anybody have a question for me? Can we give Joshua? Okay, can we give Joshua our full undivided attention? Yes. What made me start doing this? That's a great question. What made me start doing this is so that I could help somebody not become me in the capacity of having a bunch of children in different homes. So I take my misery and use it for, I guess, the same ministry, right? Misery turns into ministry, right? And so I just want to see people do way better than I ever did, right? And so if I got to be transparent and tell the ugly, it ain't gonna change who I am at the end of the day, but it could change who you are at the end of the day. So, anybody else? Anybody else? Yes.
What advice would you have for your daughters that have room to dislike you?
What advice would I have?
What advice do you have for them to heal?
Yeah, it's a process, and we are in the healing process. I do want to say that my oldest daughters and I, we are in the healing process, and that's layers. I could imagine, and I'm not saying this because I think I'm this amazing dude, but I can imagine what it feels like not having my presence there, right? I can just imagine it, and even though my dad, when he was there, he was on drugs, I still had him there, and it was recovering. I felt safe, and so I can only imagine what it feels like for girls. So we are in the healing process, which takes counseling at a high level, and just talking it through. They know that at the end of the day, they know that I'm a safe place to land, and they can share whatever with me, and we're going to get through it. So that's a great question.
Was there psychological damage to your daughters?
Was there psychological damage?
In their early ages?
I would assume so.
So you haven't found that out?
No, we haven't. We literally are in that process. Yes. No, so I don't know. It could be, and I would dare say it is, right? Because I think it would be with me. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Thank y'all so much. Wait. Sing. Y'all ain't loud enough for me. Sing. H. A. Can y'all bring me back so we can do rehearsal? Because I with this group. One more time. Sing. Point to yourself. Say, because that's what I am. Yeah, thank y'all so much.